Exactly.
Spencer, there's 3 fights this weekend. Now, I need you to sell them to me, big boy. I'm only going to watch one fight. You sell them to me.
Well, listen, we're starting off Saturday night in California. Andre Ward versus Edison Miranda. We're going to remember Miranda boxing last time out at York Hall against Joey Vegas. Best Joey Vegas.
Big time.
So but Andre Ward now, 4.5 years of pro. People might remember him. 2004 Olympic gold medal champion, the only one that America had. You know, and he's been on the slow burner, 18 fights unbeaten. This is his first big real test.
Slow burner for 4.5 years.
Exactly.
That's too long.
I mean, is it too long, Steve? And has he missed the boat? You know, we're going to find out Saturday night. But this is a real test. Miranda, a real live wire, and a fight not to be missed, and a good fight.
What else?
And then we've got coming up, we've got in Rome, WBC Cruiserweight champion, Fragomeni. People might remember him giving David Haye kittens before getting knocked out at the York Hall as well, getting knocked out in 9 rounds, but did give David Haye a tough fight. Now, we got him against Wlodarczyk. Wlodarczyk, another tough fighter and another good fight to watch.
And Fragomeni, of course, been sparring along with George Groves, which we like.
Yeah.
But what about the main one, Spence, the favourite for the weekend?
Yeah, well, certainly the favourite for you,
laughing as you were looking at this earlier.
Certainly the favourite for Bunsey. We've got Francois Beaufort coming up against Big Timo Hoffman. Another good fight for the WBF heavyweight world title. So, I mean, another good fight, good entertaining fight. Francois Beaufort, people might remember boxing Lennox Lewis, Klitschko, Mike Tyson. You know, always value for money. Big South African, really good fight.
You say value for money, he lost his world title because he failed a drug test.
I know.
So you've got to be a little bit careful.
Got to be careful what we say here, but it is value for money. Both always, you know, he always puts up. He does. It's good entertainment. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Another good fight and a good one to watch.
Yeah, cracking fights there.
I'll tell you what, Spencer, we talked earlier on about the prize fight. We only got 6 of the 8 on. Mickey Steed's having a medical, Terry Dunson doesn't talk, and Barry Hearn we couldn't get. Looking at this prize fighter list, I know you're a fan of the tournament. Looking at that list for Tuesday, how do you see that going?
Well, do you know what? Dean Francis trains in my gym. He trains in my gym in Finchley. He's training now with a guy, Gary Innes is training him. Dean Francis, in his last fight, boxed Joey Vegas, who we've already just mentioned.
Struggled, I thought.
Struggled, had a draw, boxed terribly. Coming at 14 stone 5, but had to go in the sauna to make 14 stone 5. He is now down to 13 stone 7. Today, as we speak, I see him in there this morning, 13 stone 7, and looking in top notch. And this is the best I've seen Dean really since his super middleweight days. Steve, when you remember him, European super middleweight champion, really good fighter. And this is the best I've seen him. He's my pick of the bunch, not just because he's in my gym, but because he's really on form. And he's the one that I'm going to go for.
Let me ask you a pertinent question, Spence. Who's the best cruiserweight of all time?
Best cruiserweight of all time. It's a difficult one. I mean, if you look at statistics, you'd have to say Johnny Nelson was world champion for 9 years, but not the most exciting of fighters. But whatever he'd done, he was doing right. He held the title for a long time. Didn't get hit at all, did he? Didn't like to get involved, Steve. He didn't get hit at all. But yeah, it's a difficult one. I heard you saying there you had to rule out Evander Holyfield. Am I boring you, Steve?
No, I've got this.
Tell me if I'm boring you, please.
I'm like an easy rider chair. They've got me like a Harley Davidson chair. Am I still on this show? Listen, right, let's do these winners. What we asked for 5 pairs of tickets. There we are, Bunce's top 5 cruiserweights. I've got the 5 here. You can't look at them just yet. But they came in. Now, the only guy who managed to get 4 of the 5, it was the best anyone did, was Stephen Carline. He got Carlos De Leon, Johnny Nelson, Dwight Quarry and Glenn McCrory. So you're going to get a pair of tickets, okay? Now, the way I worked it is that I'm going to give him the tickets for Carlos De Leon, okay? Now, the other 4 names are in these 4 emails, and these are the first 4 emails that came in with these names. Now, I've got to tell you, if you said Johnny Nelson, you were right. But the first Johnny Nelson out of the bag was Wally Chishti. Wally Chishti, well done, we'll be in touch with you. That was the first Johnny Nelson out of the bag at about 5 minutes, 6 minutes past 2. Okay. Then the first one with Glenn McCrory, that was the one that Stephen Carline missed. The first one with Glenn McCrory out of the bag, in fact it was a text, came from Paul in Macclesfield, and that came in at 11 minutes past 2. And then the first one with Dwight Quarry, okay, that was the one, lost his title to Evander Holyfield, would have probably been a champion for a long, long time, was Michael Burrows, and that was at 2:10. I know dozens of you said, in fact about 40 of you said Quarry, but Michael Burrows was the first out. And the last one came from Claire Gill at 6 minutes past 2, and that's Carl Thompson. I've got Carl Thompson there. Now, I said these are my cruiserweight world champions. They're not necessarily the best 5 in history, but they were my personal ones.
Let me say, Steve, everyone will want to know, why did you not put David Hay in there?
Because I didn't put David Hay in there because he was only the champion briefly, and it would have been too obvious. I would have had everyone would have said David Hay, so that's why I didn't have David Hay in. How could I not? I mean, Carlos de Leon, Johnny Nelson, Glenn McCrory, Carl Thompson, Dwight Mohammed Quarry. How could I? And also, if you look carefully at the end of the show, it says Bunsey. So I get to choose, Spence. That's the way it works.
Listen, Bunsey, I'm going to go with you on that. I mean, I think that's a good selection.
You agree with that, Spence?
Yeah, I do. I think that Bunsey's obviously been thinking about this, and yeah, he's come up with 5 good names. Just quickly, why didn't we have Rogan on the show today? Couldn't get him on the telephone?
Something like that.
Rogan and Sexton and the Olympians tomorrow in Belfast. That's worth 2 hours of your viewing, I've got to tell you. Another plug for Sky.
Right,
Is there no end to the size of my heart?
Stop talking.
Okay,
we have got no time left. We will see you same time next week. Spence, always a pleasure.
Andy, thanks.
Next week.